When it comes to cross-examination and interrogation of witnesses, just leave it for Paul Eroko SN, one of Nnamdi Kanu's lead lawyers, senior lawyers, and of course, the one that was in charge for the past 2 sessions. And let me remind you, he was the one that objected to that interview they wanted to smuggle that later led to the trial after trial. Yes, it was his objection that brought up that whole issue. That's a very smart move he did. That smart move may have just paved the way to Nnamdi Kanu's victory in this trial. Today is the 7th day to the countdown of Nnamdi Kanu's trial, which will be on the 13th, exactly 7 days from today. And as you know, we have been using this countdown to raise awareness for Nnamdi Kanu's plight and also to call for his immediate, unconditional release from the DSS dungeon. And except a political solution is reached, the judge will only give judgment based on the evidence presented on his table. And that is why Nnamdi Kanu has assembled himself strong senior lawyers filled with a lot of SAN, SANS, and co. In fact, he has 9 lawyers in total, 6 of which are SANS, strongly tested and fierce lawyers on their own right. That shows you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not joking with his freedom. Also, he wants to leave that place, and he has invested enough, he has invested a lot, in hiring these senior lawyers. And you know very well that the judge, of course, does not base his judgment on sentiment at all. He will base it with the evidence available to him at every particular time, just as he has been doing. And that is why, apart from political solution, we are hoping that these lawyers who much have invested in will deliver the goodies and get Nnamdi Kanu out of that cell. And that raises the big question many people have been asking. Who are these 6 sons? And how credible and how efficient are they? And how much can they, in their capacity, contribute to Nnamdi Kanu's case and, of course, his release? For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be listing out and expanding on these 6 sons that Nnamdi Kanu recruited to defend him in the court. Their history, their principles, and of course, if they are men of tested, credible character who will not budge even in the face of intimidation and hold strong to make sure that they fight for this case and see it to the end despite any influence from outside. Are these men really who we think they are? Before we get right into it, like I used to say, if you are doing anything, please leave it now and focus on the video, or go and finish up and come back, because you don't want to skip any bit of this video. If it's your first time here, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share, and turn on notification button. Very important. I will read. These are the 6 sons Nnamdi Kanu hired to represent him, and who they are and what they stand for. Let's go. Number 1, Kanu Agabi, SAN. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria. He was the former Attorney General of Nigeria. He's from Cross River State. He's 78 years and he lives in Abuja, Nigeria. His background: he's the former Minister of Justice and Attorney General under Obasanjo. He is known for his moderate legal philosophy and strong advocacy for constitution. He has handled numerous landmark cases involving constitutional and electoral matters, scandals or reputations. He is highly respected and no known controversy. Kanu Agabi, you all know him, we all know him. Of course, you know he's the lead lawyer for Nnamdi Kanu, and so far he has led well as a warrior. He knows when to sit down, he knows when to delegate another lawyer, and he was the one that actually allowed Paul Eroko to really come forward and do some cross-examinations, which led to lots of objections that, won Nnamdi Kanu some trials within this period. So he's a good leader and knows how to assemble a good defense team. So Kanu Agabi, well done. And you can see very clearly with this that he has no skeleton in his cupboard. His hands are clean. There's no controversy around him. And definitely, it's obvious that he is someone that will not be influenced, that will focus on the job given to him. Number 2, Oni Ibazu, SAN. He's a constitutional lawyer, legal scholar, senior advocate of Nigeria. His state of origin is Anambra State. He's 66 years old. He lives in Onitsha and Abuja. This is his background. He's the lead counsel in several high-profile election and constitutional cases. He is noted for his expertise in constitutional interpretation and public interest litigations. Exactly. So he runs a prominent legal firm with national influence, scandal, or reputation. He is an intellectual heavyweight with a clean public record. You know Oni Ibazu very well. You know, one of Nnamdi Kanus' lead lawyers. You know, the one that recently lost his daughter, the second one in 2 years. The second one he's losing in space of 2 years, you know, recently. So he has been taking some time off, trying to, you know, get himself. He has not been seen in public for some time. Actually, I don't think he's even yet to come out on the bench for Nnamdi Kanu in the court. So far, he has not been there. But he was included, I think, lately, towards the beginning of the court case, when he was included due to recommendations here and there. As you know, Oni Ibazu very well. He is a learned, you know, juggernaut, you know. And Nnamdi Kanu, as you see, is trying to assemble. In fact, he is already assembling the best lawyers to defend him, because he is actually tired of staying in that dungeon and has taken matters in his hands. It shows that Kanu has waited so far for people to broker this political solution. But it seems like most of those Southeast leaders have been coming to his dungeon to visit him. You know, like I mentioned in the other video, Soludo, Ojuzokalu, they've been coming, but none of them has been able to get him out. That time he was using only Aloy Ejimako and some other normal lawyers, you know, hoping that very soon the Southeast politicians or some people will just, you know, strike a deal and let him go out. But so far it's been 4, 5, 6 years or whatever. And so far it's been how many years now? And he is not yet out of the cell. And this time around, he has invested much on these senior lawyers who come very expensive, of course. And he's hoping and banking on them to do a good job. That shows you that Nnamdi Kanu is not leaving any stone unturned. He's not leaving any I's without being dotted. So for Oni Ibazu, we can keep on asking God to console him and asking God to give him the fortitude to bear the unfortunate loss of his daughters, and hope that he gets himself so that he can come back and also contribute his intellect to the legal team. Let's go on. Number 3, Emeka Etiaba, son. Profession: he's a senior advocate of Nigeria. He's also a politician. He's from Anambra State. He's 60 years old and he lives in Awka and Abuja. You know, his background: he is the son of Nigeria's first female governor, Dame Vejiana Etiaba. He's active in both law and politics. He once ran for governor of Anambra State. He specializes in commercial and criminal law litigation and, of course, controversy or reputation. He is politically active but professionally regarded. No serious character allegations so far. So far, these first 3 we've mentioned seem not to have any controversy with them, which is good. And that's exactly what I wanted to point out, because at this point, Nnamdi Kanu cannot have people who have some records with them as lawyers, because they may just be compromised by external forces. But this Emeka Etiaba now, as you've seen, is the son of the first female governor of Anambra State, you know, Veji Etiaba, was the deputy under Peter Obi. Then, 2006, Peter Obi was impeached. And when Peter Obi was impeached, she just rose up and became the governor of Anambra State. That is Veji Etiaba, which we all, I think, many of us remember. For those who don't remember, actually, her son is part of Nnamdi Kanu's legal counsel. I don't know. I don't know what I feel about his presence in that team, because as you can see in the biography, it says here that he is active both in law and politics, and he once ran for governor of Anambra State. That shows that he's a politician. Also, fingers crossed anyway, but it seems he knows his job, and maybe he was brought in for political reasons. Maybe, what I mean by that, and people who can really diplomatic, negotiate politically in case they meet brick walls and here. I don't know. But personally, I don't know. I just have mixed feeling about his presence in that legal team, because politicians, it's all about interests most times. And definitely I hope a time doesn't come where his interests will not align with Nnamdi Kanu's interests or something like that. And because I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure that there is no weak link in this legal team, because the kind of money Kanu spent in assembling this team, it will be good everybody works together and have one mind, which is the purpose of seeing this matter to the end. Because when you have a politician who is also a lawyer, whose mother was also a former governor, being in your legal team, kind of, to me, I feel, it's I see it as an open window somehow. But let's be optimistic and keep our fingers crossed, because perhaps so far I don't think he has played any prominent role in this team, and maybe the role assigned to him is more of diplomatic and negotiative, rather than appearing virtually in the court to really do much, because of course they are very strong heavyweights already in this team. So I don't really think he was going to play that front row like that. So, but anyway, Kanu Agabi and Nnamdi Kanu know better, and he knows who can defend him and who cannot defend him. I'm just saying my own. Maybe you can tell me what you think about Emeka Etiaba in the comment section and his role as a son in Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, knowing very well that his mother was a former governor, and he himself is also a politician who has contested as for the governorship of Anambra State. Let me see what you think about his role in the legal team. Number 4, Mele Audu Nonge, son. Profession: he's a lawyer, former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Abuja branch. Origin: Plateau State. Age: 65 years. Residence: lives in Abuja. And by his background, he's known for advocacy in public law and policy development. He participates in legal reform efforts and judicial accountability. He is involved in bar leadership and national legal discourse, controversy and reputation. Credible advocate with no known ethical violations. This is a good one. So far to the number 4 we are now. There's no controversy or bad reputation among these 4 sons that we have gotten to at this point. And if you have watched us to this point and you've not yet liked this video, please, I encourage you to hit a like on the video and also share. And also, if you've not turned on the notification, please, I encourage you to turn it on, because we are still going, and we are still going up to number 6 son, which I think very important for our discussion even today. So this man, of course, looks like a man that knows his job. And definitely, I'm suspecting Kanu Agabi is, as a lead lawyer, of course, made some recommendations as people he felt he can work with, people he felt can, deliver this job with him. Of course, Aloy Ejimako and Nnamdi Kanu, definitely, they will surely sit together and say, okay, fine, add this person, add this person, add this person. Okay, this person, are you sure? So it's a general thing. Because end of the day, it is Nnamdi Kanu is the client to this lawyer. He is the one paying them. This man will do a good job in contributing his own to Nnamdi Kanu's case. And let's watch and see the role he's going to play so far. Because as you know, the judge has given 6 court days, and there are 4 left to end this case. So there's limited time on both prosecution and defense to see the end of this case. So let's go on. Number 5, Dr. Joseph Akubo SAN. Profession is a legal scholar and a senior advocate of Nigeria. His state of origin is Kogi State, and he's age 63 years. He lives in Abuja also. So he holds a doctorate degree in law and he contributes to legal education. Recognized for meticulous legal research and advisory roles. He's less media exposed but respected in legal, academic, and practice, controversies, and reputation. He's quiet but principled. No public controversies at all. Number 5, lawyer. Number 5, son, clear. No controversies. Good one, Dr. Joseph Akubo, another legal luminary representing Nnamdi Kanu. And of course, I can see that few of them are based in Abuja, making it very easy for them to just walk into the High Court and stand side by side with Nnamdi Kanu and do a good job. I have nothing against him, because of course there are many lawyers in Nigeria who are silent. You don't know about them, but they've been there doing their job. For him to be a son alone is not easy. As you can see, he has a doctorate degree in law and he has contributed to legal education. Very important. So this man is also a professor or a scholar in the profession. So he knows the nitty-gritty and the details. Not everybody will stand in center of the court and be saying, I challenge you, I object. No. Some people are the ones that prepare the scripts at the back. And I think such a man looks like somebody who prepares the scripts that people like Agabi or Paul Eroko, which I think is the most vibrant one there, and the, let's say, hot-headed or very, very articulate and, energetic, and well-detailed in cross-examination, will do the dirty job in the court, while people like this, of course, will be in the background, making sure that every T's and I's are well dotted. So far, so good. Very important to me is there is no controversy, because when someone has a controversy, it's easy for the person to be compromised. And I don't think these people so far, look credible enough to me. Let's go on. Number 6, Paul Eroko SAN. Profession, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Former Vice President of the Nigerian Bar Association. State of origin, Cross River State. Age, 61. Residence, Abuja. Background, regularly appears in high-profile civil and criminal matters. Very important. Known for being articulate and well-prepared in court. Has held leadership roles within the Nigerian legal community. Reputation and controversy. Trusted legal mind with a clean record. I started this video talking about Paul Eroko. There's a reason why. And of course, I left his name for last. There's also a reason why. Because for the last few cases, Kanu Agabi as the lead lawyer has been delegating much duties, front row duties actually, to Paul Eroko. And that made me want to know more about him. Because do you know what it means when you have 6 sons defending you and there's always a lead lawyer says this one should go, this particular one should go again? There is something about that particular lawyer. So I had to make sure that I did my due diligence to know, why is this man special to lead to lead a high profile case like this that has even more senior lawyers than him, maybe by rank, on the bench? But it was what he did on that last day that struck me. They were about to pass that interview, video and audio interview that they did under duress for Nnamdi Kanu. They were about to pass it as evidence. And a certain man stood up and said, "Objection, my lord." Kanu Agabi hardly objects like that. And I was like, who is objecting this thing? And I was like, Paul Eroko. I said, who is this man? Because normally, Kanu Agabi, sometimes he just lets these things go. He doesn't want to offend the procedure of the court. He just feels, okay, let's keep on going. So long as I have my evidence, I don't care what you do. But Paul was not having it. He stood up and said, objection. Because he was the lead lawyer that day. And, that objection caused a lot of, awakening that day in court. And the defense was surprised because they thought they've been smuggling these things, and they thought that day they'll just come and push it through. And the man knows his onions. He has been doing this job for years. He is used to that kind of thing. And that objection led to the judge stopping that evidence. And in fact, ruling in the favor of Nnamdi Kanu that yes, that evidence will not pass because it was done under duress, which I have found out myself as the judge. But if Paul Eroko did not do that, that would have passed. Because any silence, of course, is consent, as you know. So, that was what opened my eyes to Paul for the first time. And I decided to go more further. And I had to, checklist and see that this man, his presence not only adds spark, but adds intimidation to the prosecution with the FG lawyers. It intimidates them. I don't know how he does it, but Paul Eroko is the joker in that Nnamdi Kanu's legal team. Take it from me. That is a man we should not sleep on. That is a man we should pray for every day, because Kanu Agabi has seen it all in life. He was the Attorney General of the Federation. He has made his money, lived his life. Elder statesman. What does he have to lose? He's just there playing a very big role, fatherly role, but he is actually, not the action of the legal team. It seems like Paul Eroko is the action of the legal team. And that is exactly what Kanu Agabi, that's exactly why Kanu Agabi is giving Paul that role. Because Kanu knows that this is going to be a division of labor between us lawyers. And he has been able to identify the strengths of the sons and, I will not say weakness, but I will say all the strengths of all the sons, knowing each role everyone is playing. And having come out the first and second court day, and he has watched Paul, and he knows Paul very well. That was why he gave Paul Eroko a front row assignment. And so far, not only has Paul Eroko delivered, Paul Eroko is cruising Nnamdi Kanu's boat to victory. So we are calling upon Kanu Agabi to please continue giving Paul that lead role according to his strengths. Perhaps if there's any time you feel you don't need him to step up, no problem. But so far, it seems like he's actually doing a good job because, Omotosho is one that likes evidence. Omotosho is one that does not, play with sentiments. And perhaps Paul Eroko has a way of exposing the weakness of the mass witnesses. He has this way of objecting and has this way of counter-attacking them to get results. And that is what Omotosho, the justice, likes to see. So, personally, I'm okay with this legal team. It's a brilliant setup. It couldn't have been any better. My only objection there, or maybe if you asked me earlier, and maybe you gave me the list to say, okay, remove one person from this list. Without mincing words, I will remove Etiaba. I'll remove Emeka Etiaba. He's the only one with a political record there. And I'm not saying I'm not comfortable with him, but I don't just trust politicians. I don't. So having said that, definitely we are on the right track. And we keep on adding our prayers. Wherever you are, please say a prayer for Nnamdi Kanu. Please say a prayer in the comment section for Nnamdi Kanu's release, because you know he's doing, because you know what he has been through, and you know what he's passing through. So please, above all, we all know that when God says yes, no man can say no. Wherever you're watching me around the world, Asia, North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Australia, the islands, wherever you are in this continent, I appreciate all of you. I wish you all the best in your work, in your businesses, in your schooling, in your life. Perhaps I wish you to surmount any challenges that you may be passing through right now. Just hold strong, and I tell you, that challenge you're passing through will surely come to an end one day. Remain strong. As Nnamdi Kanu is fighting in the dungeon, please keep also fighting in anything you're doing. Never give up. Remain strong. Today is the 7th day to the countdown of Nnamdi Kanu's trial, which will be on the 13th. Of course, we'll keep doing this till we get to the very day of the court case of the trial itself. Till then, like, share, subscribe, turn on notification bell. Till I see you in the next video, I have been your host, Nnamdi. Sign out to your favorite show, right on the spot, the show where we hit it hard and hot on matters of concern that shape and affect our daily lives. Till I see you in the next video. Peace.